Niruda Moola Hridaya Atmanam Bahumanyate. So Niruda is very important. Niruda means deep rooted. The attachment is deep rooted. That Niruda is used also sometimes. Attachment also, like in the mind stage, five stages of the mind in the Ashtanga Yoga process. That fourth stage is also called Niruda. Fifth stage is Ekagra and Samadhi. From the donkey mind, Chipta to Vikshipta, um, donkey mind to monkey mind to butterfly mind, and then Niruddha, almost there, but still sometimes there may be a failure in practicing inconsistency, and then the last stage Samadhi. So that is there, but here in this case it's a material attachment, Niruddha. So because the first two lines are giving that indication. Niruddha Moola Hridaya Atmanam Bahumanyate is thing I and my. So because of the all this from body to wife to children to home to animals to wealth to friends, all those almost seven or eight things it has been described. Atmajaya Sutagara Pasu Dravina Bandhusu Niruddha Moola Hridaya Atmanam Bahumanyate. Word to word. Atma, body. Jaya, wife. Suta, children. Agara, home. Pasu, animals. Dravina, wealth. Bandhusu, in friends. Niruda Moola, deep rooted. Hridaya is heart. Atmanam, himself. Bahu, highly. Manyate, he thinks. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shubhapad. Shubhapad ki jai. So the exact verse is there. At least the first two lines are repeated exactly as it is in the Canto 2. In Parikshit Maharaj example, the same verse, all two lines. The next two lines is there is a change. Rajyam chavikale nityam mamatam jahau is able to give nirudam mamatam jahau. Virudam mamatam jahau is able to give up all these attachments because he has practiced it. He has done everything for not for himself, not for anybody else. He has done for the Lord. So that's why he could do that. And so that is the very important to understand. So translation by Srivangi A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Such satisfaction with one's standard of living is due to deep-rooted attraction for body, wife, home, children, animals, wealth, and friends. In such association, the conditioned soul thinks himself quite perfect. Please repeat. Such satisfaction with one's standard of living is due to deep-rooted attraction for body, wife, home, children, animals, wealth, and friends. In such association, the conditioned soul thinks himself quite perfect. We'll understand, we'll offer our prayers. Mangalacharan. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। रूप गोस्वामी रूपाद की जय, शिवपाद की जय, गौर भक्त की जय। Here, the context is Mother Devavati is asking in the 29th chapter, explanation of devotion service. In that particular chapter, she is asking a couple of things. Oh, my son, Lord Kapila, please explain devotion service so that we can develop detachment. Then she is asking the second question. This is 1 to 6 and 29th chapter. That is where here this chapter starts with the Lord is continuing the explanation. because she had asked three questions. The first is on the basis of devotion service. So last chapter, 29 chapter is about that. And then she also asked, please explain also the continuum of this cycle of birth, death process, so that by understanding its the sufferings, understanding its intricacies, the entanglements, the downfall, so that we can be cautious and we get away from that and become detached by understanding that more, hearing more about it. So that's the same thing Lord Krishna is also emphasizing that last six chapters also in that same passion. So to become detached. First six chapters is to also purify our work, understand on how we should, what kind of work and in what mode, what consciousness. The middle six chapter is telling you need to develop higher taste with some attraction to the positive things. Then the last six chapters is giving. Now you have to understand how to detach yourself from the wherever you are working. All this work while working, you may develop some attractions are still there, even though you have developed some attraction with the supreme, but still there are lingering effects. So how you should detach? So that the last concentration is given about from the 13th chapter onwards is so important for those who wants to be detached. And the answer for this today's verse is directly given in the 15th chapter as well, also directly. So na rupam manye, so in that verse, upalabhyate. So there is a, what is it, sangam, asanga, sastrena drudena chitva. You have to cut these knots by detachment. Sangha means associate, sangha means also the modes of the material in Sangha, Asanga Sastrena. So, Drudena Chitta, you have to cut these knots by detachment. So, that is here the same thing. So, Parikshit Maharaj is able to detach because he has doubted, he has used it in the service of the Supreme Lord. Let us look at the purport and then we'll understand more. Almost there are in 5 or 6 cantos. So Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur is explaining this aspect. So much emphasis has been given for Grihasthas to become detached by emphasizing again and again repeatedly, so emphatically, boldly, Krishna clearly is telling that they must attend the temple program. They must attend the Mangalarti. They must come to temple regularly, daily, it says. Chant the holy names in front of the deities. Take prasadam. Hear Krishna Katha regularly, daily. Especially those who are grahasthas. If they are not doing it, then they won't be able to give up this entanglement business. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur is making this very clear, very clear. That's what Prabhupada knows. For Prabhupada, he doesn't need all these establishments. He was happy so much in Radha Damodaram. He doesn't need all this. But he knows the condition of living entities. So that's why he has established this process. But if you become lax, not want to follow the Acharya's principles, even though he has laid it out, he has given the platform, he has given the things, still we want to do our own ideas, then that's where the difficulty is. Then this attachment cannot go on its own. So we have to follow exactly what is being instructed. I'll show those verses so that we can get the direct understanding. This so-called perfection of human life is a concoction. Yeah. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling that. Jada Vidya Mayar Vaigo. Everybody is teaching the same thing. How to have, better facilities, better cars, better AC, better clothes, everything better advancement of civilization means this only. Externals, no internal. Internal consciousness is not there to actually to please the Lord or please the Guru. External, it is all about externals. But in bhakti, that is not a bhava grahi janardana. If bhava is not there, consciousness is not there, externally we may show that I'm a great this, great that, I have this, I have that, I'm coming to temple. Externally we show that we want to showcase to the whole people. The Lord is not attracted. He's not obligated to respond. He's not obligated to even accept your offerings. Forget about what will happen. He is not obligated to respond. He will not even accept because the bhava is not there. And then so bhava is the one which is the primary element in our devotional service. That's what it's called bhakti. Whether it's karma, jnana, yoga, something else. Bhakti means our bhava consciousness has to be there, literally. So that's why Prabhupada is making this point. This so-called perfection of human life is a concoction. Therefore, it is said that the materialist, however materially qualified he may be, is worthless because he is operating on the mental plane. So anybody who is using the mental speculation is done. He has to run around in this world only. He can't get out of this world. He could be karmi, he could be jnani, he could be yogi, he could be even a devotee also. Many devotees also follow this mental platform. Even though chapter 2, he not even advanced. Chapter 2 itself, Krishna is making that point in 55, first verse in the process of bhakti of samadhi, 54 to 72. First point, that only Krishna is mentioning. Prajahati mana kaman sarvan partha manogatan. Give up your speculation. Otherwise, what is the point of your initiation? You have surrendered. For what for? Guru and Krishna is giving clear guidelines. You have to follow their instructions. Otherwise, no point of initiation. It doesn't even arise. The real surrender inside the heart, it is not there. Something else we are trying to do. So that won't work. So that is clearly indicated. Mana kaman. Mind speculation has to be stopped. Everything has to be aligned. Prabhupada said this, then we have to follow exactly. So that is the first thing one has to know, which will drag him again to this material existence without temporary life. That's what it is. And the fall down is also happened that only. When Prabhupada was there, after Prabhupada left, also fall down has happened because either they chanted the holy name only and they didn't hear, or they distributed books only, but they are fully not concentrated on hearing and chanting. They neglected any of this because Prabhupada is very clear. The chanting of the holy name has to be done. The hearing has to be done. If these two things are not done, okay, reading you may be lax, but ideally is repeating that also. Reading also has to be done. These three things has to be done. Then you do, even if you are lax a little bit of deity worship or not, but you are okay. But these three things has to be done. Deity worship also is best. At least if you don't do at home, you come to temple and be in that. Because that is when even to get initiated, there, I don't know now. Because so I don't know now, but in Prabhupada's time it's very clear. Parascharya, 6 months waiting. 6 months to 1 year waiting is there, which means because this is Shastra's instruction. Prabhupada is not coming up with his own ideas. Prabhupada never did like that. Always followed what Shastra is giving. Their Shastra is clearly telling. Parascharya means one should come in front of the deities, one should take darshan, one should be in the association devotee, one should take prasad, one should hear, and one has to observe. The president, the other authorities has to observe and then give recommendation. Prabhupada used to hear. Who is recommending you? If one is not recommending, he is not giving. Prabhupada, very exceptional cases only he has done directly without getting recommendation. Otherwise, most of the time he needs recommendation. He needs it because he needs to know whether this person has done this paracharya or not. Is he doing or is he just simply wants initiation because everybody else got initiated? He also wanted. So this is how everything has to be done very systematically as per the alignment with Shastra and Sadhu and Guru. Otherwise, it's mental speculation only. So we may get the position of initiated stamp, but heart is not there, not following what is to be done. So that has to be clearly understood. Otherwise, we will be dragged on to material existence again and again. One who acts on the mental plane cannot get promotion to the spiritual. Such a person is always sure to glide down again in this to the material life. And that we have seen the examples and we will see. If you become lax, that's what will happen to us also. So it doesn't matter how many years, it doesn't matter how scholar we are, no, nothing matters. What matters is how much we are sticking to the principles. That's why that one verse is there in 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj is telling, 7:15:22 or 23. There is giving clear guidelines that you may do so many things, you have to do so many things to perfect. But if you do the one thing, then you will perfect actually. Etat sarvam guru bhaktya. Tat anjasa jayate. Everything you will conquer, everything. When you are fully aligned, whatever Guru says, exactly you will do it. That only you will not do this or that. Exactly. With one point and full focus. Whatever Guru says, no budging here, full faith on Guru. Full faith on Guru means, it means even if the problem is there, you will follow. If Guru says you don't like what he is instructing or what he want you to do, you don't like it, still you have to do it. So that is what one point attention to Guru. That is what we are chanting every day. Sri Guru Charana Padma. That whole which is all about the consciousness to be attached to Sri Prabhupada's and Guru's instructions. Whatever they instruct, that is what exactly we have to do. We cannot jump here, there. So no, I don't like to do this. I'll argue. There is no question of argument with Guru at all. That is just simply it's not good at all. It's a violation. It's a deviation. Because who will argue? Only if he thinks he's the master, then only he will argue with Guru. So he must be a obedient servant. Then only he can accept a Guru. If he's not ready to surrender and follow, then why he has to accept a initiation from the Guru? He doesn't need to. If after initiation, if somebody is arguing with Guru, not following, that's a great deviation and great offense, disobedience. Then means you may chant for thousands of years, your result will be different. We can't perfect. Because so that is an offense. Out of 10 offenses, one of the offenses is disobedience from the spiritual master. So that has to be understood. So such a person is always sure to glide down again to this materialistic life. In the association so-called society, friendship and love, the conditions will appears completely satisfied. So that's what we go through every day, but we can't reject it because we are in the society, we are in the family situation, most of us, and then we have to go through it. So Krishna is not telling give up any of this. He's only telling you have to dovetail that aspect. Desires cannot be given up, work cannot be given up, but you have to use it in the service of the Lord. Anasakta Sivishan, Yataram Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe, Yukta Vairagyam Uchate. So that's when can you dovetail it? If you follow the process of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, if you follow it, then you can dovetail it. Parikshit Maharaj followed it because he was always guided by the spiritual master, previous acharyas. Then that's how he is able to, from the beginning of his life, he has done everything for only for the Guru and Krishna. So then he can dovetail it. Otherwise, it's not possible. So I'll show you the clear instructions, guidelines given by our Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur again and again, repeatedly in so many places of Srimad Bhagavatam, especially, so that we understand it's practically so 11, 10, 7. The question may be raised as to how one can develop freedom from false proprietorship. Srila Iskcon Chakravarti has called as ordinary man is very eager to accumulate more money. He maintains wealth, bank account, property, gold, so on. Assets taken by the government for tax. If they are lost in the unfortunate business arrangement, then he is forced to give up the sense of proprietorship. In the same way, everyone should be intelligent enough to observe that one sense of ownership over innumerable material objects is not permanent. Therefore, one should develop detachment from these things. If one does not cultivate a loving feeling of friendship for the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his pure devotee and the spiritual master, one will undoubtedly, this is where, see, if there is you develop loving feeling and friendship, why will you argue? It doesn't even arise. You will not argue. So, same thing. Whatever Guru says, you will follow it. Whatever authority says, you will follow it. Because that is what Prabhupada is saying, that's what Guru is saying. So that's what we have to do. Otherwise, what will happen? One will undoubtedly, there is no doubt to getting entangled. There is no doubt that we'll stay in this material world only. Even though we may be first initiate, second initiate, we may be sannyas also. If you don't follow this principle, no one is exception here. So everybody has to follow these guidelines, what our great Acharya Vishwanath Chakravarti is giving. Network of material society, friendship, love. One will then remain bound up on the material platform with no hope. No hope. So, because you have given up what is being given. 7, 14, 3, 4. So in some of the places, so Bhakti Siddhanta here. The very serious statements. The human form of life is meant for liberation, but unfortunately, due to the influence of Kali Yuga, every day grahasthas are working hard like asses. Early in the morning, they rise and travel even 100 miles away to earn bread. Especially in the Western countries, I have seen that people awaken at 5 o'clock to go to offices, factories, earn their livelihood. These instructions from Acharya. So we have to take it positively. Why Prabhupada is saying this, calling this, that? No question should be raised. Because he is our ever well-wishing friend. We have to accept as is the master. He is chastising us, he is correcting us for our own good. That we have to accept. If you have false ego, then we cannot get mercy from anyone, neither Lord nor from spiritual master. That has to be given up. Bhakti means we have to give up our policy. We have to accept chastisement. So that principle has to be understood. People in Calcutta and Bombay also do this every day. Then they retire at 10 o'clock, working after a whole day. Again, rise early in the morning to go to their office factory. This kind of hard labor is described as a life of pigs. Prabhupada is quoting the famous word from fifth canto. One must find some time for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad. This is Vedic culture. One should work 8 hours at the most. So that's why if we have a choice for a job, we have to choose certain job where we work the minimum we can or work smartly. If you try to find, I will invest, I will get more money, I will work 20 hours, 18 hours, 17, go on working, and not desiring to get out of that kind of schedule and get on to the Lord service. One can help because we ourselves had chosen that kind of activity. We have ourselves had made that decision. So then no one can help. So Prabhupada is very clear about it. At the most, once in a while is okay, but not every day like that. In his livelihood, either in the afternoon or in the evening, a household should associate with devotees. Very clear statement. To hear about the incarnation of Krishna and his activities, thus gradually liberated from the clutches of Maya. However, instead of finding time to hear about Krishna, the householders, after working hard in the offices and factories, find time to go to the restaurant or club where instead of hearing about Krishna and his activities, they are very much pleased to hear about the political activities of demons and non-devotees, to enjoy sex, wine, women, and meat. In this way, they waste their time. This is not Grahastha life. Prabhupada is very clear, expertly clear, because he wants all of us to go back home, back to Godhead. He has to make his point crystal clear. He doesn't want to sugarcoat anything. He has to make it very clear so that we have a clear guideline. You don't jump here and there. But that's why he's the founder of Sampradaya Acharya, founder Acharya. But this Krishna constant movement, however, with its centers all over the world, gives such fallen and condemned so an opportunity to hear about Krishna. This is the statement of Srila Prabhupada. So that's why it is very clear. We have to try our best to follow the process. Even if we are working 17 hours, 18 hours, we should try to attend festival, try to attend here, especially the chanting and hearing has to happen every day. Not a single day we can miss it. Not a single day. Because Prabhupada is very clear, 20 years if we don't practice every day, consider day in, day out, then how we are going to pass the final exam? There is no way we can pass final. That means again next life we will start. So why to go through that kind of situation? Another precarious situation, 773, exactly similar verse to today's verse, 553. So whether he is an impersonalist or a devotee, one who is actually interested in advancing spiritually should not mingle with those who are simply interested in maintaining the body by means of so-called advancement of civilization. Those who are interested in spiritual life should not be attached to homely comforts in the company of wife, children, friends, so forth. Even if one is a grihastha, has to earn his livelihood, he should be satisfied by collecting only enough money to maintain body and soul together. It's very clear, but many times we seem to act very smartly. We want to invest, we want to do so many things. No simple life, complicate life enough such that we have no taste for chanting, no taste for hearing, no taste for association, we have taste for everything else. So that is a great danger for Krishna consciousness. Greatest danger. Fall down is at any time. Because that's a violation. Prabhupada is telling one thing, we are trying to do something else. Now, how can it work? It doesn't work like that. Krishna sees how much one is aligned with my representative, then somebody can get mercy. One is not aligned with his representative, then how one can get mercy? He cannot get mercy. He is not obligated to give his mercy. So that is the clear statement here. Prabhupada is making. A householder should lead such a life that he gets full opportunity to hear and chant. So see that is two is very important, supremely important. That is our sampradaya. Sravanam and Kirtan has to happen. We cannot neglect these two things at all. Otherwise, fall down is most likely is going to happen. He should worship the deity at home, observe festivals, invite friends to give them prasad. A householder should earn money for this purpose, not for sense gratification. Prabhupada is so clear, expertly clear in these points. Parikshit Maharaj case, exact that verse which I was telling, the 242. See the first two lines, exact same thing. Virudam Mahatam Devo. He is able to give up because He has acted, he has worked for Lord Krishna only. So he's telling here, this is the position of purity. Maharaj Parikshit, due to his natural affection for Lord Krishna as a devotee of the Lord, was always executing his royal duties on behalf of the Lord. We can have luxurious car, no problem. No problem with the material resources. We can have millions of dollars, no problem. But we have to simplify our life and use it in the service of the Lord, then there is no problem. But wantedly we desire that we have enough, but still we desire more and more. That when I get more money, I will give it to the Lord. That's a wrong proposition. You already have enough because we are inviting more problems, more problems. That's what it is. If you consult Guru, then you do something, then it will be okay. But without consulting Guru, we're desiring that you want more money, we'll do so many things, and then because time will not be there for Krishna conscious activities, what Prabhupada is instructing, then how will you balance it? There is no way you can balance it. This we have to understand. So where is the limit? You should know. If you read Prabhupada, everything will be very clear. Which job to choose, everything will be very clear. Which association to take, whom to hear from, whom not to hear from. Everything will become very clear. Only if we don't read and don't hear from Prabhupada, then everything will be ambiguity. We don't know what is to be done. Tasma Shastra Pramanante Karya Karam Vijanata. One who is not in the alignment with Shastra Praman, Acharya Praman, then he doesn't know what is to be done, what is not to be done at any time. He is always confused. So we don't want to be in the confused state like that. But an expert devotee can turn everything to the path of light by an attitude of service to the Lord. The best example here is Pandavas. Maharaj Yudhishthir. Householders like him can turn everything to light by dovetailing so-called material assets in the service of the Lord. For Prabhupada, no problem. He has accepted everything, Rolls Royce and whatnot. If we do the same thing, so we may not be able to practice it because we will become immediately caught up with false pride. We will think that we are great personalities. But Prabhupada, because he is not of this material world, he is pure devotee. For him, it doesn't make any difference. He told, what is the Rolls Royce? Simply bolts and nuts. This is still not enough. For spiritual master, still not enough. No comparison. For spiritual master, it has to be treated like Lord. You bring a gold and platinum, maybe that you can say that maybe now you are treating properly. See that Prabhupada, how he is seeing. So everything he knows because Shastra statements are very clear. He is expert in everything, answering right away. He doesn't even think of what to answer. Right away it comes because he is fully aligned with the Supreme Lord. The Lord gives everything right intelligence. So he can be fit to hear and chant the glories of the Lord, or in other words, one who has seriously heard Srimad Bhagavatam. This is a serious statement. One who has seriously heard Srimad for even one day, like Maharaj Parikshit, from a fit personality like Sukadeva Goswami, may be able to lose all affinity for material. There is no utility simply in imitating Maharaj Parikshit and hearing Bhagavatam from. This is very important. We have to, that's why I told whom to hear from, whom not to hear from. Yeah, so many people are speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, so many are chanting Hare Krishna. But whom are they doing for? Are they doing for Guru and Krishna? Are they doing for themselves? That we have to see. From professional men, even for 700 years, to take Srimad Bhagavatam as a means of maintaining family expenditure is the grossest type of Namaprad. Offense at the feet of the Lord. Sarva Subha Kriya Samyam Api Pramada. So that's not going to work. You may seemingly we are doing something as the instruction of Shastra, but it is a violation, it is an offense. And because professional reciters, hearing from them will not work. So we're already late. So, but these instructions again, and so many are there. Repeatedly throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Prabhupada is crystal clearly is showing the path, how to be laser focused in understanding what Acharya wants and practicing it every day, then guaranteed we will be taken back home, back to God, and personally. If we take responsibility of Guru, Prabhupada said many times, Bhakti Vinod Thakur will come personally and take you back home, back to God. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur will come and take you back home, back to God, because one has taken responsibility of Guru. That's what we are supposed to do. That's what we are meant for. Especially those who have taken initiation. We are meant for Guru service only. Everything else is to support this primary purpose. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Kendra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhakta ki jai. Hare Krishna. Madhubal Prabhu, you're there? And
Yeah.
conclude.
Thank you very much, Krishna. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day and weekend ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Shri Singha, Jai Singha, Jai Singha, Praladesha, Jaya Padmamukha Padmabringam, Ukravira
Ugraveeram
Mahavitam
Mahavishwalam
Sarvatovakam Darshanam
Sarvatovam
Vishwalam Bhadram
Darshanam
Nityam Nityam Namiham Nrsimha Bhagwan Ki
Nami
Jai, Prahlad Maharaj Ki
Jai.
Jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the Samal Vaishnavas,
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Vaishnavinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील
Jai.
प्रभुपाद की जय,
Jai.
वंदे
Hari Hari.
Thank you, Krishna Namanda.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.